Imagine a life where fear no longer holds you back. A life where you approach every challenge with calm clarity and unshakable confidence. Sounds ideal, doesn't it? But here's the reality. Fear and anxiety are struggles we all face. They creep into our thoughts, keep us awake at night, and stop us from living the life we truly want. Now, what if I told you that the ancient teachings of Buddhism, principles that have guided millions toward peace and wisdom for over 2,500 years, contain proven tools to break free from fear's grip? These teachings go beyond philosophy. They provide actionable insights to transform your mindset and reclaim your inner strength. In today's guide, we're diving into 7 profound lessons from the Buddha that will help you overcome fear, embrace life with courage, and push past your limitations. Stay tuned until the end because we have a powerful bonus lesson that could be the key to unlocking lasting freedom from fear. So, if you're ready to rise above fear and step boldly into the life you deserve, let's get started. Lesson 1. Embrace impermanence. What is it that holds you back? The fear of failure, the fear of loss, or perhaps the fear of uncertainty? Fear, at its core, often stems from one common misconception, that life is unchanging and predictable. In Buddhist philosophy, the first lesson is this: embrace impermanence. This truth is as liberating as it is challenging. Everything in life is temporary. Our joys, our struggles, even the fear we feel so intensely in the moment. Clinging to the illusion of stability in an ever-changing world only deepens our anxiety. Imagine a river. Its waters flow, twist, and turn, never the same for even a moment. Now imagine trying to hold on to a single drop, refusing to let it go as the current moves forward. This is how fear grips us, by anchoring our thoughts to what we cannot control. The Buddha taught, nothing is forever except change. When we resist this truth, we invite suffering. But when we accept it, we find freedom. When you remind yourself that fear is temporary, it becomes less overwhelming. Each anxious moment is like a wave. It rises, peaks, and eventually falls away. Instead of fighting the wave, allow it to flow, knowing it won't last forever. Lesson 2. Understand the nature of suffering. Why do we suffer? Why does fear tighten its grip when life feels uncertain? The answer lies in one profound truth taught by the Buddha. Suffering is universal. Fear, anxiety, and pain aren't signs of weakness or personal failure. They are part of the human experience, deeply rooted in our attachments and aversions. The Buddha described this as dukkha, the nature of suffering. Imagine a traveler carrying a heavy sack on a long journey. The sack holds everything they cling to: expectations, fears of loss, and desires for control. Each step becomes harder as the weight grows unbearable. This traveler is all of us. But what if the traveler could set the sack down? By acknowledging the burdens we carry, we can begin to let go of the weight. Understanding that suffering is part of life doesn't mean accepting defeat. It means finding the courage to face it with grace and wisdom. When we see fear not as an enemy but as a natural part of life, it begins to lose its power over us. Lesson 3. See the illusion of fear. What is fear, really? Is it a monster lurking in the shadows, ready to strike at any moment? Or is it something else? Something far less real but just as powerful. Fear, as the Buddha taught, is often an illusion, a mental projection of the worst-case scenarios our minds create. Imagine standing in a dark room, heart racing, as you see a coiled snake on the floor. You freeze, paralyzed by the thought of danger. But when someone turns on the light, you realize it's only a rope. This simple story illustrates how our minds can misinterpret situations, creating fear where none exists. The Buddha taught that to overcome fear, we must see it for what it truly is, a creation of our thoughts. To uncover the illusion of fear, ask yourself, is this fear based on reality, or is it a story my mind is telling me? By questioning your fears, you shine a light on them, often revealing that they're less threatening than they first appeared. Lesson 4. Cultivate mindfulness. Where does fear live? It doesn't exist in the present moment. Fear thrives in the past and the future, in the regret of what was and the worry of what might be. Mindfulness, a cornerstone of Buddhist practice, is the art of being fully present. It teaches us to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, creating space between ourselves and our fears. When fear arises, instead of fighting it, try this. Pause, take a deep breath, and focus on the present moment. Notice the sensations in your body, the rhythm of your breath, and the sounds around you. By grounding yourself in the present, you strip fear of its power. The Buddha's teachings remind us, do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment. Lesson 5. Let go of attachment. Why do we fear losing the things we hold dear? Whether it's a person, a possession, or a dream, we often believe our happiness is tied to them. But in reality, fear is born from attachment, clinging tightly to something in a world that is constantly changing. The Buddha taught that true freedom lies not in holding tight but in letting go. Think of a bird in flight. It soars freely because it carries nothing with it. If it clung to the ground or to a branch, it could never experience the joy of the open sky. Similarly, when we let go of attachments, we free ourselves from the fear of loss. Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop trying to control what is beyond your control. Lesson 6. Cultivate patience. Why are we so afraid of waiting? In a world driven by instant results, the unknown can feel unbearable. Impatience magnifies fear, feeding the need for immediate answers, quick fixes, and certainty. But the Buddha taught that patience is the antidote to this turmoil. When we cultivate patience, we learn to trust life's natural rhythm and find peace in its flow. Think of a seed planted in the ground. It doesn't sprout overnight. It grows slowly, unseen, until one day it blossoms. Life works the same way. Patience helps us see that not knowing the outcome doesn't mean disaster. It simply means we're still in the process of becoming. Lesson 7. Embrace compassion. Fear often isolates us, making us feel alone in our struggles. But the Buddha taught that compassion, both for ourselves and others, has the power to dissolve fear and build resilience. When we extend compassion, we connect with the shared humanity in others. We realize that everyone experiences fear, pain, and uncertainty. This understanding transforms fear from a barrier into a bridge that links us to others. Self-compassion is equally important. Instead of criticizing ourselves for feeling afraid, we can offer ourselves kindness and understanding. The Buddha's teachings remind us, compassion for yourself is the first step to dissolving fear. By embracing impermanence, understanding suffering, and cultivating mindfulness, patience, and compassion, you can transform fear from a prison into a pathway. As the Buddha taught, you are not the storm. You are the calm awareness behind it. If you found this video inspiring, like and share it to help others unlock their courage too, and don't forget to subscribe to Deep Wisdom for more transformative Buddhist insights that guide you to a peaceful life.